Do you just want to not have to worry about figuring out dinner every single night? The part that no one warned you about being an adult, right? In today's episode, I'm answering 5 of your questions when it comes to the kitchen and meal planning in a way that you can be unstoppable in your finances. Because this is the Your Money, Your Life podcast where ambitious women come together to have clarity, prosperity, and confidence with their money without sacrificing precious time and well-deserved fun. So let's do this. Welcome back to another episode of the Your Money, Your Life podcast. We're still in our Ask Me Anything series, and today I'm answering 5 questions when it comes to kitchen, grocery strategies, meal planning, etc. So let's get to it. The first question that I got was, how do you handle having things that you want to buy from different stores? Like sometimes Costco and Sam's was the example that she used, but I know even for myself, I mean, this might be a little high maintenance. I don't know. But like, I love Aldi's and Aldi's is great, but there are certain things that I won't buy from Aldi's and there's certain things that I'll buy from like Walmart. And like, how do you handle that, right? So the way that I handle this is I have multiple grocery lists. So I have my standard, I use my my AI, the ALEXA one. I'm not going to say its name, so yours won't light up and mine won't light up, all the things. I have a list that I call my shopping. That's like the shopping list, okay? And everything that's like the general shopping list, right? Everything goes on there. But then like there's things, like I said, that we get specifically from Aldi's. So then I have an Aldi's list. And there's things that I get specifically from Sam's, and I'll have a Sam's list. So since I've never figured out the grocery pickup thing from Aldi's, most of the time I'm getting a grocery pickup order from Walmart. And like if we have to run into Aldi's, that's not an every week thing, maybe once or twice a month. When the kids are in Awanas during the school year, it's probably more frequent because I can run in there real quick by myself while they're gone. But having separate lists, I mean, it's simple. Have your standard list. And then if there's something you need specific from a specific store, have the list for that store. And then when you go to that store, you can always check out your general list to see if there's anything that you could get from there that you might want to. And if not, then, you know, you're all set. It's a little switch, makes it so much easier, right? So next question I got was, do you just repeat your menu, like, or do you actually plan it out each time? And it's a combination. And this has kind of evolved over time. We're talking about meal planning made easy, the mini course, throughout all of this as well. These are a lot of the strategies that I teach you in here, and I show you both options inside meal planning made easy. So originally I was planning it out each time, and I have like categories. So like all of my chicken recipes were together, all of my beef recipes were together, all of my go-to meals were together. And if you don't know what go-to meals are, that's a lifesaver. We'll have to talk about that later because I don't want to run out of time. But there was a point like there where I had the chicken and the beef, and I would pick something from each category for each week and plan it out. But I needed a little bit more systematizing, I guess, in my schedule. So I sat down and I put together 4 weeks. There's week A, week B, week C, week D worth of recipes. And I basically did the picking of one out, made sure there was at least one crock pot recipe in every single week because I want to have that easy option to be able to go to, and put together those lists. And then the extra options that didn't fit in something, they have their own category on the sheet, like it says extras. So when I write out the menu, then I can swap something out if I don't want to make something or something's not going to work. So I guess the answer is kind of like hybrid. And I have those 4 weeks there of set meals of like the menu there to rotate through. I know I have 6 weeks worth of meals, like in general, that I have recipes for that we've pulled out and that we like. But I found it easier to kind of rotate through those 4 because it fit on one page, and that's how it works. There we go. Okay. Next question I got was about meal prepping. And I really like this because a lot of times, and I know I was guilty of this before I meal planned, we think that meal planning and meal prepping have to go together. Like, you have to do both, and you don't. I do not meal prep. I've done some stuff in the past. It just doesn't work for me and my family. Like, sorry, it doesn't. So meal prepping is where you spend 4 hours on a Sunday or however long it takes you. I mean, you might be able to do it faster. This might be something that you do and you're amazing at, and you're like, Aimee, you're talking about it all wrong. But the idea of me standing in the kitchen for 4 hours and prepping meals for the week does not feel feasible. It just doesn't. But I can jot down a quick list of things that I'm planning to make and be flexible about it. Like, that's a big difference, like time commitment wise, what we're looking for, what we're doing. If meal prepping works for you, great. I don't feel that meal prepping works for everybody, but I think that everyone can meal plan on some level. And hopefully by now you know that this is not something that we have to be so strict. It was like Monday we're doing this, Tuesday we're doing this, Wednesday we're doing this, and that is it. We're sticking to it. There's no other option. You like, if you forget to pull the meat out of the freezer, like we're going hungry, any of those things, like that is not how I do this. We pick out 5 to 6 meals and we lay all of this out inside the mini course. It depends on if you'd like to have leftovers, if you plan to eat out once a week, on how many meals that you're selecting for the week. For us, it's gotten to where I have 6 now. Sometimes we have a leftover night, sometimes we don't. Sometimes like leftovers are just for lunches throughout the week. But we pick 6 meals and I kind of write them out in like that would probably work for Monday, that would work for Tuesday, but like it's not even labeled like that on my sheet anymore. It's just like a 6 meals in a list. And if something happens, life happens, I forget to pull the meat out of the freezer, or we're out running errands late one day, I just pick something else off the list that we've already planned. Or that's when we go to the go-to meals. And the go-to meals is another strategy that we utilize. We talk about inside Meal Planning Made Easy. That is a list of things that we keep on hand. So when life throws a curveball at you, stuff hits the fan, you're not having to go get takeout just because there's no other option. There's a difference between setting the intention and you want to go get takeout and I don't know what the heck I'm making for dinner, so I have to go get takeout. You see that difference there? This episode of the Your Money, Your Life podcast is brought to you by Meal Planning Made Easy, the mini course designed to help you save money in the kitchen while still enjoying the food that you love. Eliminate the struggle of having to figure out what's for dinner every single night. Inside Meal Planning Made Easy, we'll create a customized system to help you automate meal planning, eliminate forgetting that important ingredient for dinner that you needed, or losing something to the back of the pantry or freezer until it's way expired. And we'll give you a strategy for what to do when you forget to pull the meat out of the freezer, because it happens to all of us. To see all the details, simply visit aimeecerka.com/meal or text meal to 817-969-4653. And of course, the link's going to be hanging out in the show notes as well. You can check out Meal Planning Made Easy now at aimeecerka.com/meal. But this year for Black Friday, I'm giving you a discount on many of my most popular programs. That way you can access just what you need to move forward. And let you in on a secret, this is one of them. So get on the VIP list, be the first to know about which programs have discounts and deals, receive all the details. Simply visit aimeecerka.com/Black Friday. Okay, so the 4th question I got was, do you use an app to meal plan that generates a shopping list? And I do not. I have an app it's called Color Note, but it's just like a list that I've made of the items that I need to check on every single week, like for our grocery list, like milk, eggs, bread, some of those things that we need on an every week basis just to make sure that we have enough. But I use my paper sheet, which you get all of the customized templates inside Meal Planning Made Easy. So you see how I do all of this. And I have a recipe binder, which I also show you inside Meal Planning Made Easy. And I'll quickly glance at that recipe to make sure I have everything that I need for it. And that's just part of what I do every single week when I meal plan for the week on Thursdays. With the kitchen inventory and the stock checklist strategy that I use, which we also briefly talk about inside Meal Planning Made Easy, essentially we keep on hand 6 weeks worth of food. So we have most everything that we need. And it's simply a matter of replenishing it once we've used it. So when I go to make that meal, then I'll add another pound of Italian sausage on the list, or diced tomatoes, or whatever it was that I used, then I'm just adding to the shopping list to replace it. Hopefully that makes sense. I know that there are apps out there that do this, but I have not tested them myself. And I found this system to be a little bit easier with the way that we operate. Okay. And last question that I got, last question I'm answering today. And I felt like this was a really great one to end on. So they said, I'll be successful meal planning for 1 week and then I fall off again. Do you have any suggestions for me? And I do, because all too often, this is what we see, like what happens. Like we set this intention to move forward and we had the best of intentions, but then life happens and it throws us off course, right? And there's normally one of two things that we see come up. The first is we try and make this like drastic change. You're like, I can do this. I can work out like 5 days a week. All the things, we go like hardcore. And the solution is not to go hardcore. To keep going consistently, maybe like you fell off, but then you keep going again. We have to build the habits, build the routines. So we need to have the reminders in place, which really leads me to the second part. And the second part is we're doing this alone. We don't have the accountability. And it is so hard to make that change when there is nobody there to support you. That is why inside the academy, it's so important that you are able to be there and we do the live coaching calls together to help you stay on track, because you'll eat food if you don't do this. Like, right? It's simple to do, but it's simple not to do. And that is why we have to make it the intentionality behind it, so that we keep going, that we have those reminders, that we build those things in place, whether that's setting a reminder on your phone or setting a reminder on your AI or whatever it is that you need to help you stay on track, or being a part of the academy and being like, hey, I need accountability to make sure that I meal plan. So ask me what my meal plan is every week on the call. And then you're going to end up doing it because you know that I'm going to be there saying, okay, hey, what you got for dinner plan next week? So if that's you, if you've done this successfully and you've fallen off, I just want you to know you're not alone. There is ways that you can move forward, that you can do this. Meal planning made easy. You've heard on the sponsorship, like that is definitely the place to be if you want to remove that frustration, that struggle. If you have additional questions, send me a message on Instagram. I'm at Aimee Cerka, and I want to hear which one of these strategies, these questions was like, that was really like mind-blowing. It might be simple, because a lot of this stuff is, right? Might be simple, but I want to hear which was the mind-blowing, like, wait, that was game-changing for me strategy. Again, I'm at Aimee Cerka on Instagram, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now. Thank you so much for listening to the Your Money, Your Life podcast. Wondering what's next? When you're ready, there are different levels of support that you can use on the path to creating unstoppable finances and your unstoppable life. After all, your finances are unique and your support should be too. Ultimately, we'll create a customized plan to ditch financial struggle for good that works for you, your goals, your priorities, your life. Go to workwithamee.com to get started with one of our most popular programs, or you can book a Q&A call with me and we'll figure out what your next step should be.